Very much, Lou. It's been a busy day. Well done again to everybody from Thruxton, the BARC, the marshals and medics. You know, superb work from everybody to get our racing done. The F4s have been bumped back in the timetable, but they're on track, and we're going to hope that the race will be completed and another entertaining one from these youngsters. Let's have a look at how they line up, though, here. Last race of the day. Deegan Fairclough, double pole this weekend. Jack Sherwood, there's a story here. He's back, he's on the grid. Zach Schooler and Abby Pulling on row 2, followed by Reza Seewooruthun and James Higgins. Row 4, Alex Ninovic hasn't been off the podium yet this weekend. Then Johan Sway, followed by Martin Molnar and Leo Robinson. Mika Abrahams on row 6 with previous race winner Alex Berg. Rowan Campbell-Pilling is next from Kai Darianani. Then it's Chloe Chong and Nina Gaidman. Yuhao Fu and Ella Lloyd completing row 9. And at the back of the grid, it's Max Dodds. So, Phil, plenty of storytelling to go this weekend. The big story for me here, as we looked in the holding area, was that the 78 car, which we're looking at, the first of the cars on the right-hand side of the screen, Jack Sherwood, had that incident earlier on. Apparently had some leg pain, went to hospital. He's back, he's in the car, he's on track.
Exactly, it's brilliant news to see him back. He obviously was in a lot of pain. He was stretchered off in race 2 of the weekend, and yeah, went to hospital like you said. He said he's fine. They've given him the all clear, and it gave, well, obviously this race being a little bit more delayed, it gave the Rodin team longer to get his car fixed, and he's starting on the front row of the grid in P2, so it'd be great to see him get a result. For him, for his dad, who's obviously racing as well, and the team.
And behind him, we've got Zach Schooler, who starts the highest he has ever qualified, 3rd position. He's only done, I think, about a lap and a half in racing so far this weekend. And so he is nervous about being there because he hasn't had the racing the other guys have had with 2 full races. Yep. But I said, well, on the bright side, though, you've got fresh tyres.
Yeah, I was about to say, he should be the fastest man out there with all those tyres to use. But yeah, same with Dodds as well. He's obviously starting at the back of the grid. I mentioned it earlier that he didn't do any qualifying laps because he had a fuel pump failure, and that means that he's got plenty of tyres as well. So yeah. We saw him coming through in the previous races, and we're looking forward to seeing him coming from the back again. But yeah, I'm thinking Sherwood's got a chance here to take it to Fairclough. We have got the safety car start, I believe, so
that's right, yeah.
That does change things a little bit for going into the first complex. It might not be quite as frantic, which is, I think, what we're trying to achieve here.
It's not a bad thing.
to get the race done before the curfew.
Yeah, so Deegan Fairclough, no slouch at doing this type of start. The safety car board still being shown outside of our commentary box window. But it looks like Deegan is getting ready to take this start, doesn't it? From Jack Sherwood. Zach Schooler, he's gone. He knows how to do this. Does Deegan Fairclough. And let's see. Let's hope that it is all good and uneventful for the first lap. You can see the wisdom in getting this underway. And certainly F4 don't want another half-point race that we had at Snedson last time. There is Max Dodds at the back. Of course, the drivers that are further back, like Ella Lloyd with our camera car this weekend, not the opportunity to make up spaces on the start. Here is Ella, and she's going to try and work her way through the field.
Lots of lock-ups as they go into the first braking zone.
Fu, wasn't it, locking up, I think?
I think she's done a great move there, but obviously going around the outside of the second part of the complex and managed to get a slipstream now coming onto the main straight and coming up to Noble. So yeah, that's a great move from Ella. And obviously further forward, we've got a front wing. Whose is that? Front wing that's obviously been lost at the complex, going through the first part just after the first braking zone.
The one I know it isn't is Max Dodds, because he's got the wood graphics on it. The others I think are fairly identical.
Yeah, they are. So we're probably going to see in a second someone there struggling for pace, but it's none of the front runners, as we can see Schooler trying to make a move on Sherwood as they come into the braking zone of this chicane. Everyone's locking up on their cold tyres. It's very easy to do, as you can see them all further back locking up as well, because that tyre is fully unloaded as they're trying to turn and brake at the same time.
Yeah, difficult conditions in these early stages, and Deegan was saying to me earlier on that it is difficult on the green flag laps and behind the safety car to get heat into the tyres, but being up front is the best place to be. There's Abby Pulling coming under pressure from Rez. Abby having qualified in 4th position. I think the strongest qualifying we've seen from Abby so far this season, and was quick yesterday, P2, as we said in the previous one in race 1. And it's Yuhao Fu, isn't it, that comes into the pits. The Virtuosi boys getting stuck in to get him back out.
Yeah, so that was obviously when Ella Lloyd was going past there. You could see Fu was struggling for front end grip There's no aero on the car at all because the front wing was gone, so that was why it was a little bit easier for her to go through and pass easily. But look at Schooler, he's got a good run once again on Sherwood. He was almost alongside, but now Sherwood's got it covered. Sherwood is in his mirrors, checking to make sure that he's not going to get through, but can Schooler go to the outside and outbrake Sherwood? He's going to give it a go. Let's see him if he can make it stick round the outside. Great move from Schooler.
Zach Schooler up into P2. Well, if he was nervous, it's not showing. Are we going to get the cut back though on the inside? Sherwood's going to have a look. They'll be side by side as they go around Allard, and Schooler has got to do all the work again. Can he hang on to it? He's still holding on the outside run. Is Sherwood going to take him wide? They're side by side. Both of these guys had no luck so far this year, but now we've got Pulling and Reza Seewooruthun coming up into it as well. Reza through, past Pulling, he's on the outside run. Schooler back into second position. Sherwood, I think, has ceded it now. This is great use of Fairclough, who is away and down the road. Schooler second, Sherwood third, and Reza has come through as well.
Yeah, you can see Ninovic and Pulling have also swapped places as the battle ahead was going on, and Sherwood is going to be on an absolute mission, as you can see Seewooruthun as well. But look at Fairclough, bit of a lock-up, and then you can see the great move from Schooler, but very smart from Sherwood, who didn't panic. He got the run and he got back past, but then Schooler got back past him again. So great bit of racing between those two guys.
It was, yeah. They really do deserve to have a much better race here, and Schooler showing Excel how good Excel are and how good he is as well. Give him the chance off the front. This is not a reverse grid race. Great to see him up the front, and this is all Reza's involved here as well. Now Sherwood's go, and off goes Schooler off the podium and away over the grass, and Jack Sherwood back into P2, and Reza's going to have a look at second place round the outside. Seewooruthun taking the challenge, and is he going to be able to do it here round the outside? Allard's trying to tee up the inside as they come in towards the complex. He's going to go through. No, he can't at the moment. Sherwood's still P2, but Reza has now got Ninovic, who he said has had a podium habit after some disappointing qualifying. Cooked his tyres in qualifying, I understand. He's coming through. He's up into third? Is he going to be able to get second place?
I think Seewooruthun's going to get a run on both of them. He's going to go around the outside of Sherwood, going through Noble. Sherwood and Reza Seewooruthun have got history around here, but I think Seewooruthun has got the move done as they turn into Goodwood.
He's there.
Great bit of driving these guys are doing here.
Yeah, this is what it's all about. This is what we've been waiting to see. And remember, this from a safety car start. You don't have to have them bunched all up on the grid. Great decision by the race organisers to let them loose. Being let loose, though, is Fairclough and Ninovic. Ninovic coming up, yeah.
He's got through. Now Sherwood has got another one of his teammates, Higgins all over the back of him as well, yeah, and his other one Pulling as well. So there's lots of Rodin cars.
Side by side momentarily there for second place. They clatter the curbs, that unsettles the car. And at the moment, it's Reza still there at the moment in the 4 car, leads this group. This is for second position. Fairclough is 6.4 seconds down the road. Deegan Fairclough showing the pace again as Fairclough passed his lap as well. Clear circuit for him. Look how busy this is. It was single file at the start. It's far from now as Schooler is in the mix as well. Look at, he tabbed the back end there, Schooler, didn't he?
Yeah, you can see there was a bit of contact in the brakes. Someone's got damage. They've had to pull over. Yeah, that's rear right suspension damage there.
That's Shui, isn't it?
Shui has managed to, such a shame for him. He was having a good race there, but that is properly crabbing now. But let's just have a replay of it. Oh, you can see Schooler just went for the inside, tried not to run at the back of him, but unfortunately that's broken something on the rear suspension and taken him out of the race.
Here we go again.
Oh,
yeah,
that was a
car.
little bit clumsy, that, wasn't it? But I'm sure he was trying not to have contact with anyone else around him, but unfortunately took his eye off the car directly in front of it. Look at this.
See you later, fellas. Do you know the thing about Deegan Fairclough? Was watching him yesterday, and he had this kind of lead, Phil. And you probably saw it as well. And he didn't need to build on the lead, but he was dragging it through the chicane every time. He just doesn't give up, does he?
No, keeps pushing, wants to get the fastest lap, which he's got now. It's an 11.2 so far in this race. But yeah, that's obviously because he's had the clean air. He's not been racing anyone, whereas these guys just been battling away so hard that they can't put any lap times in yet.
Schooler still leading the rookies, by the way, and he's got Leo Robinson between himself and Martin Muldaur, who's been rookie podium habiting this weekend, and Rowan Campbell-Pilling is up to third. And I need to correct something I said in race 2 of the day. I said that Nina Gateman was on there, and that's Fairclough.
Fairclough's out. Fairclough's broken down or something's happened. That puts Reza Seewooruthun in the lead of the race.
So what has happened to Deegan Fairclough? It looks like he's stopping on track as well. Fairclough is out. Seewooruthun will take the lead. Ninovic now is up to second. Well, the good news for Fairclough is he's virtually got 2 races clear on the points. I'll come back to the issue that I was going to come to in terms of the rookies a little bit later on. The Argenti team having a look. Now, can we see what's...
He's obviously switching it off to try and restart it. But, yeah, I don't know what's happened there. Safety car is out.
Understandable, because the car's in the middle of the track. The drivers will, again, get the radio communication, and that will just warn them that the car is there. That they'll know it's Deegan, because they'll have all passed him. So in theory, they should be aware that it's there. So Scott Stringfellow, who's had a very, very busy day in the safety car today, goes through. So Seewooruthun now the leader from Ninovic. Jack Sherwood back up to 3rd. I'll be pulling in 4th. Marshall Power coming to the rescue. The point I was going to make about the rookies, and I was saying, like, Nina Gabeman wasn't far off her first podium. She had that because there was an amended result for race 1 yesterday. So apologies to Nina and the Fortec team. All of the rookies have now had rookie top 3s. That is how close it's been there. And that is heartbreak, isn't it, for Deegan, who was away and down the road. And that's why he does it, because you never know when the car's going to get up the ghost, or something is going to happen to cause a DNF.
Well, it's obviously not anything like he's not hit a curb and broken anything. It's more a mechanical of some sort, where he's just lost power because he's just ground to a hole on the track. Normally you'd probably try and get it onto the grass, but maybe he just thought that this would be maybe a reboot, switch it off and on again to see if there's a way of getting him going. But
Deegan would just say, can you carry on pushing me around in the race? He just loves the race, does Deegan, doesn't he?
He does. That's has he had any DNFs this year yet?
That is a good question. I believe he hasn't. No, he had a non-classified, as they call it on the results, at Snetterton race 3. So that's the second one, and he's still got a race in hand. You know, even if Ninovic pulls back 25 points, which he might well do, Fairclough still with the fastest lap, and he'll get a single point for that. He's not happy, and Deegan does wear his heart on his sleeve, to be perfectly honest.
He certainly does. He's been driving so well all weekend, obviously with the win and the pole positions. He deserved the win there, especially with that massive lead that he had. But yeah, that's game over for Deegan. But this brings his teammate into the lead of the race, Reza Seewooruthun. He's been showing great pace all year so far. Obviously a newcomer to F4. It's his first year. He did Ginetta Juniors last year, finished 3rd in the championship, and now he's potentially on for winning his first race with only 5 minutes to go, with the safety car still out. I think we might get a couple of laps of racing, but yeah, this young lad is going to be really wanting to push for this, because like I said, he should have finished 2nd yesterday. He's not had much luck in terms of getting as many podiums as he should have done, because he's always been at the front. He's always trying to pick up points. He's actually, until earlier, never had a reverse grid result. But yeah, this is a strange one, where I thought that they'd moved his car out of the way. I'm not sure who Deegan is shouting at, but he doesn't look happy. Clearly, obviously, you know, there's good reasons for that. But yeah, I'm not sure why that car has not been pushed out of the way. It's unless they've beached it on the grass.
Yeah, it is a weird one, isn't it? Yeah, big moment for Seewooruthun, though, coming up, if he can grab that first win, which is going to be good. Let me just talk you through championship-wise. We've got Fairclough leading the championship, obviously with Hitech, and then we've got all 4 Rodin drivers following him, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Ninovic, Higgins, Sherwood pulling. And then we've got the other 2 Hitech drivers in the championship, Abrahams and Rez, as the Marshall Power kicks into action again. Again, thank you to our rescue crews. And then the first of the non-Hitech Rodin is Alex Berg, who won the reverse grid race for Fortec, and then Argenti with Sway. But it is very much at the moment that the strength, just look at it, it's Rodin and Hitech, with Hitech and the Rodin guys being the, and girl being the meat in the sandwich in terms of the championship. Great shot there, isn't it, up Woodham Hill?
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it just shows how steep that hill actually is as they come into the braking zone of the final chicane. But yeah, it's amazing that the run that you get through Noble, Goodwood, Church, and then you come up the hill to the final chicane. It is absolutely flat out, and you're going at the quickest speeds that you'll have these cars go.
The other thing, I'm not sure how tangible it is, but certainly as a spectator and a commentator, if you're commentating in the circuit comms box here, which is just on the outside, the noise from the fans there in the grandstands, it's the most British thing you could ever have. It's a British in a positive way, the clapping and the polite clapping and the cheers. Do you ever hear that as a driver?
Not really, because the cars are quite noisy. I do know, I've heard the Formula 1 drivers talk about it a little bit more now when the crowds get going, because the engines aren't quite as loud as they used to be.
And they're bigger crowds as well.
Yeah, exactly. But no, you can always see them, especially here at Thruxton when you come through into the complex. You've got the banks absolutely full of spectators, and it's a special feeling when you've had a good result, especially.
Yeah, there was a warm applause yesterday when Zach Skula got out of his car. He was with the upturned car that we had with August Raber. And Zach said, I didn't hear the cheers when I got out. He said, I was just really concerned about my teammate, and said, get over there, go and see that August is okay, which was great. But then he said that many people told him about the applause, and it is appreciated by the drivers. He did. Bit of crowd surfing. Look, Mum, I'm on telly.
I don't know if we're going to get many laps here. This is we've only got 2 minutes left, and now we've got Deegan back in the car. It looks like they're going to try and tow him away.
I don't think they wanted him to leave the car, did they?
No. So it's... yeah, they're going to try and pull him out of the way. Yeah, you can see it's just beached. You see the rear wheel's not moving now.
It's moving now.
But and now he's just holding the brakes on so that the rope is kept tight.
This is going to finish under the safety car, isn't it now?
Unfortunately, yeah. I wanted to see a bit of racing, but also want to see Reza Seewooruthun get his first win as well, which he deserves so much.
Yeah, he worked hard, didn't he, in the pack. Ninovic getting up into second after two. Ninovic here, after a disastrous qualifying by his standards. I mean, not disastrous back of the grid, but he was disappointed with quali. He's come out of this smelling of roses, isn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, no, this is great for him. Great for the championship. It will close it up very slightly. Like you said, Fairclough did have 2 wins in play there, didn't he? With 181 points there?
Yeah, 48-point gap.
Wow.
And it's 25 points for the main race wins that you get, so very nearly the 2-race cushion. He takes another point, of course, because at the moment he's got the Motul fastest lap. No one's going to take that off of him as the clock ticks down. Nobody's going to be able to get that fastest lap. He's dejected, rightly so. He'll go back to, I said Crawley. He used to be Crawley, living in Smallfield in Surrey now. And he'll be very disappointed under that. But what a shame that we're not going to see.
It really is. It really is a shame. No one likes to see that, and no one wants to actually win under these circumstances either. Everyone likes to race hard to the end to see the checkered flag under full racing speeds. But a win's a win for Reza Seewooruthun, and he's going to be so happy. His mum and dad and all his sponsors are here this weekend. They're going to be absolutely over the moon to see their boy win this race. I mean, we have got to still get to the end. Obviously, we're under safety car conditions, but we've seen what happens to his teammate.
Yeah, Karkin.
So he still needs to actually cross the line.
So there is Reza, as you rightly mentioned, raced in the Ginetta Juniors, and so a product of that. I think there might be an announcement about another junior championship soon, which we look forward to. I'm not going to say any more than that at this stage, but all excited for what's coming up for next year. Fingers crossed.
We do need it, don't we?
I think we do on the package. It's been greatly missed. The guest formulas we've had have been absolutely stunning, haven't they, the last couple of seasons? But juniors would be good. So we've got. How did Ella do? Ella Lloyd made it up with her camera car into 15th. Managed to keep ahead of Max Dodds. Got past Yuhao Fu. Was chasing Nina Gateman. Nina again 4th in the rookie category. But Reza Seewooruthun, he's a great personable young guy as well, isn't he? You know, he'll always come over and say hello. In fact, to be fair, the F4 paddock as a whole is, but he's a great lad, good smile, the team always willing to have a chat.
The team absolutely love him. You know, his work ethic is unbelievable. He's always trying to improve. Obviously, he's got a teammate like this, young lad Deegan Fairclough, to learn from. Always got his data, and he's always trying to get closer and closer to him, because it's always been Deegan's always been at the front, and Reza and Mika are always trying to sort of learn from him and get closer and closer. And finally, it's paying off, as Reza Seewooruthun has not only been running in the top 3, he's now managed to get into the lead of the race. The safety car, I think, will come in here, and they will cross the line, hopefully at racing speeds, and he'll be able to take the checkered flag and be absolutely over the moon.
And of course, nobody's allowed to pass till they get to the line, which is the finish line as well as the start line for the return of racing. So let's have a look. Checker is there. I did wonder whether we might get another let him race for a lap like you do in the States, which might have been a good idea. Reza Seewooruthun, congratulations, Reza, on the win. Alex Ninovic, what a weekend he has had, as we said, from a dismal qualifying. 2/3 and the 2nd place. A strong weekend for him. They go to Silverstone GP next weekend. and they look forward to that. Jack Sherwood, could have been a disastrous, miserable weekend for him. Third, Abbey pulling another strong fourth position from Abbey. Then James Higgins in fifth place from Zach Schooler, who takes another rookie win. Zach's time for the overall podium will come.
It certainly will. It's definitely coming. He's shown some great pace for that team, but well done to the Hitech boys for yet another win around Thruxton. They had a few round here, haven't they? But yeah, this time it's with Reza Seewooruthun.
Okay, yeah, Hitech now 9th win. They're now tied with Carlin and Rodin in terms of wins. Here's how they finish. Reza Seewooruthun takes the win from Alex Ninovic. Jack Sherwood in third place from Abbey Pulling and James Higgins. Zach Schooler in sixth from Leo Robinson. Zach winning the rookies, by the way. Second in rookies was Martin Molnar. He's 8th overall, ahead of Rowan Campbell-Pilling. And then Mika Abrahams completing our top 10. 11th goes to Alex Berg. He goes away with a race win under his belt from earlier in the meeting. Kai Darianani 12th. Then Chloe Chong, Nina Gageman 14th from Ella Lloyd. Max Dodds in 16th from Yu Hao Fu, and disappointment for Yuan Put Sui and of course Deegan Fairclough, as we just saw. And we catch up with the F4s next time in our coverage from the Knock Hill circuit in Scotland. As I said, 2 away days for them, Silverstone and Zandvoort. Here's how the championship stands as they head to Silverstone. The gap now down to 30 points. Still a race in hand for Deegan Fairclough. Alex Ninovic second, and then James Higgins and Jack Sherwood. You can see that quartet of Rodin drivers chasing Deegan Fairclough for Hitech Pulse-Eight. So it's Ninovic second, Higgins, Sherwood pulling. Seewooruthun strengthens his 6th position from Mika Abrahams. Yuan Put Sui next up from Alex Berg, and Rowan Campbell-Pilling wrapping up our top 10. What about the first-year drivers in the rookie category? Yuan Put Sui now, the gap is 16 points. His teammate, Rowan Campbell-Pilling, is closing in. Martin Molnar, 3rd. He's had a very strong weekend. Joel Bergstrom, 4th from Nina Gageman. Then Yu Hao Fu, Zach Schooler, Bart Harrison and August Raber in 9th.